Hello YouTube. This video is as a personal request from one of my friends over at, Pokemon Den of Ages. And some of his mappers have been having trouble with map layering. So I want to make a quick tutorial video for layering 2D maps. And please note, this applies to just about any 2D map editor out there. But this just gives you a quick rundown, gives you an idea what to do, and gives you good base rules. First thing, Layer 1. It's always the layer at the bottom. It's complete bottom, always the ground. Ground is what everything else sits on, obviously. So it has to be all the way at the bottom. In this case, see what happens. I'm erasing ground, but guess what? Trees on layer 2, which is usually masked. See? Nothing getting erased, because when you come up to layer 2, mask, which is above ground, yet usually below the character, you erase the trees. You see the ground I erased? That's why the layering's good there. Let's go ahead and put this little trunk back here, just for the heck of it. Layer 3. In this case, for Pokemon Den of Ages mappers, it is your animation layer. For everyone else, it's usually a second mask, a second fringe, or it can be an animation too, but I've seen it used for a lot of different things. I've even seen it as an blocking layer, which is really weird, but it works. In which layer 3 in this case would be animation, so all it does is flash. Just take your flower, just stick it on top, it'll flash every few frames or so. I forget how many, I don't remember offhand. And then that's that layer. Last layer is layer 4. This is your fringe. The fringe is above everything else, including the player. So the thing about it is you have to fringe some things perfect, or it will look very bad. For instance, these trees. If you don't have these trees fringed right, it would look really weird when the player starts walking across them. So always remember, fringe completely on top is usually tree tops, the tops of buildings, street poles. What else is tall? Anything is really tall that'd be above any character is your fringe layer. And using these rules, keeping everything on its exact layer, keeping ground on the ground, what sits on the ground on the mask, and what sits on everything else, which is because it's really tall, on the fringe. So using those rules, you can really get a nice, steady map. And once people get around to editing it, they can figure out the rules really quickly and then make edits without too much trouble. Because I've seen people layer trees crazily, just completely crazy. I had to erase every single layer just to get the trees to come off, because there was a trees on the ground layer, there's trees on the mask layer, there's trees on the animation layer, and there were trees on the fringe layer. And that's a very bad habit. You want to keep everything on a similar layer. And as a quick side note, all these trees over here on the fringe layer. There's no reason for them to be fringed, it just adds extra data to the file. So keeping them all zeros, that saves space in the map file. So no reason to fringe this unless you expect to one day have the player walk in between them. And I think that covers everything as far as layering goes in 2D maps, so see you later, YouTube.